Have you heard horror stories about detoxification and cleansing and you won't go near it? Never has there been a time in history where we didn't have to focus in on our health and being clean from the inside out in both mind and body, but not forgetting the spirit as well.
What is the most important organ, though, to detox? Is that a fair question?
Well, that's a great question, and this is where you could actually be doing a lot more harm than good. The truth is, you really need to detoxify all of the organs at once. And why is that? Well, we don't want to be shifting that toxicity from one toxic organ to another toxic organ. And we're going to use Lucy today. So Lucy's going to be our sidekick to really show why it's so important to detoxify and flush out those toxins all at the same time, but of course doing it safely. And maybe we should take Lucy apart. Should we do a bit of that first?
Okay, I don't know what you mean, but sure, let's have a look at what she's all about.
So Lucy shows us what our internal organs look like, and certainly we don't always think about this because we don't see on a day-to-day basis our internal organs. But we can take a look at Lucy, and she really helps for us to learn about those internal organs. So these would be our lungs, and of course we have two of them, and our cardiovascular system. So this is our heart, this is our arteries, and our veins, and that's really important in terms of detox when we're cleansing the blood. So that's really important because the blood is the go-between between all of the organs. This is the big one. This is the liver.
Okay.
So often when we hear about drugs and people taking cardiovascular,
you know what, I didn't realize so much that it's right there, almost in the middle of the chest, quite frankly. I thought it was a little lower, but I'm glad you're pointing that out.
Yeah, so the liver, when we're talking about, taking pharmaceuticals, this is something that, thank you very much.
No problem. Anytime you need
remove the liver.
Yes.
Good for you. And yes, so this, if it were on my body, it's under our right rib cage. That's where your liver is, and the gallbladder as well. So some people run into difficulties with their gallbladders, so it's important when you're doing detoxification that it's both liver and gallbladder to help with breaking down those fats. So we'll be talking about that. Here's the stomach. So we'll take Lucy's stomach out.
Yeah.
And this is hopefully not causing you too much pain, Lucy, as we're doing this.
Right.
As well as the digestive tract. So here we see the transverse colon, we see the small intestine, this is the large intestine. You can see it wraps right around.
Microbiome, is that where we are here?
We're going to be talking microbiome.
Okay,
I'm so glad you brought that up. So we're going to be talking about detoxifying that, as well as we have to get this out of there in order to see the kidneys. So you can see if you eat kidney beans, if you know me very well, you know I'm not a big bean person. I'm trying to learn to eat my beans, and all the vegetarians out there, I'm trying my best. But this is the kidney, and most people have two kidneys unless you've had, an injury and it's needs to be removed, but most people have two kidneys. So we can see that kidney, and I can actually take this kidney out and you can see the inside of the kidneys as well. Oh. So really interesting to note when we get to talking about the kidneys that this is something that we need to definitely focus on when we're focusing on detoxification.
Okay, and so we want to remind everybody, by the way, if you're watching us, to like and subscribe, and also click that bell so that you get future notifications of the next show that's coming up. You can also look at other shows on YouTube, where they're all there for you, and they're all fascinating. I think you'll get hooked on watching one episode after another. You'll be binge watching the Dr. Janine show, I think. And remember to leave your comments and your questions for next week. If you have any at all, we want to hear them. Dr. Janine wants to hear them. She'll be online during the shows, of course, to discuss them.